this is a topic that is very sort of special to me because, just to give you some of my own background, I was always a crazy worker. I always worked very hard. And I always knew, and I think everybody knows here, singing is a game of efficiency. And it's not, that is in so many, that applies to so many different things. So first of all, singing technique is a game of efficiency. You know, we want to create we want to have the broadest breath support we can have. We want to be able to create the broadest dynamics. And we want to do all of that from the least amount of physical energy possible. So that's already one layer of efficiency. And then another layer of efficiency is simply our study habits, because the voice, more than any other instrument, it tires quicker than any other instrument, generally speaking. And you have to be really smart to extend that and use it well. And how many, okay, just a show of hands in the room, how many people are frustrated that you wish you could practice more? Because you sing, and you want to work on your stuff, and you're so excited, and then you're like, oh, my voice is tired, should I keep going, should I stop? And then you realize, okay, you either overdo it. I was always an overdoer, so I always sang way too much, and then the next day I'd be like, oh no, I sang too much, I practiced too much yesterday. And then I got better at that, and I stopped over-singing, but it was still like, okay, well, I really have way more stuff to work on, but I shouldn't. So, I mean, how many people in the room feel like that? Yeah, I mean, it's this pretty universal feeling. And one thing I can say is that one thing that I can say is that during the pandemic, I'm a little bit grateful that I sort of re-geared my brain in a new direction. Because throughout my career, I've had such a career where on this level I was fortunate to not have the sort of overload of jobs. I always had jobs throughout a whole season and enough to earn my living, but I was never in a position really where I had so many jobs in a season that that I couldn't handle it. I almost always had some space in between, and there were varying degrees of space. Sometimes I had some things close together, but I generally always had some like space in the season, and then I'd work on my roles and work on the new things. But I always knew, like, okay, this day is gonna end, and how in the world am I gonna learn all this music when I'm going back to back to back to back, right? So I started to come into contact with a sort of some new methods for myself to study music away from the piano, and to do that in a way that was really effective. Unfortunately, I can't talk about all of it today. There's just not enough time. There's not even enough time for one topic. But the thing that I find is perhaps the most helpful for me is speaking. And I'm kind of a speaking addict now. Just to give you an example, I had like a lot of stuff back to back this season and big roles. And of course I was nervous about it. I'm like, okay, I'm in rehearsal all day with this, 6 hours a day, I'm singing all day, and then I've got to come home and I've got another role. Well, is it realistic that I sit there at the piano and sing more? No. So I started to kind of develop some new habits with speaking in ways that stimulated me mentally and also helped my singing technique at the same time. And my goal is to sort of introduce you to this. You're going to have this sheet that's going to have what I think is too much information, so don't let it overwhelm you. Singing, learning anything is actually such a process of baby steps, and it's a process of isolating little things with extreme patience. But when you do that, it goes so fast, So the slower and the more patient you are, the faster it goes. So that's some advice I can give. Yeah, so let's just dive into this. Enough of me talking about my dreams and passions about it. So basic principles, and I tried to define sort of what we're aiming for and what this brings us. So the first is singing is an extension of speaking. And I feel like I've heard these words so many times, but then I never really, nobody really found, or I didn't really get the understanding of how this actually works. You know, I mean, how many times have you been told, well, you need to work more on your text, or the text needs to be better? And then I heard that so many times, and then I would just go in the practice room and like suffer and struggle to try to like do more text. So this is more about bringing it into like such a natural way that actually the text helps you, rather than feeling like you're fighting with the text, you know, and it's just like it's another thing you have to do. So it's like coming from the text to make you sing better, rather than singing and then trying to fight with the text to make it better. Does that make sense? So that's why I have the second one, find your freedom. Because singing is about freedom, and the freer you can be physically, mentally, everything, the better you're going to perform, the better you're going to feel. 3 is save your voice. That happens on a lot of levels, because first of all, if you train a lot with speaking instead of singing, you don't get as tired. So you can sit there, you can speak, you can work on that, and you'll work on things for your music, for your voice, without singing. So it sort of extends the amount of time that you can work. And the other thing is that your voice will become so much more efficient with time in this practice that you don't get tired. It's so true that efficiency comes from the speech in the singing. Then I have create habits you can rely on. Because as you sort of repeat these things, and you repeat the text, and you really get it into your body, into your brain, then when you go to sing, when you go to perform, it's already there, because it's so habitual, and it's habitual in a way that you can just trust it. And then the last thing I have is, if you can't speak it, you can't sing it. And I remember, I wrote this because I had diction coaches at times, and it's like, they'd say, all right, let's just speak through it. And I'd be like, blah, 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 and I couldn't speak the text. And then they would start correcting me, and I would say, and it was a strange excuse, because I would say, well, when I'm singing it, it's easier. And the strange thing was, it's like, when you do sing, you're doing something different, or you can if it's disconnected, and you feel like you can do the text when you're singing because it's slow or whatever. But the reality is, if you can't speak it, you don't have the facility of the text, and you're cheating yourself, basically. So that's why I would say, if you cannot speak a word, you're not ready to sing the word. So, you know, and it's frustrating in the beginning, but then you start to actually, you know, figure it out, and it goes faster. Yeah, then I wrote, this is something that I believe every singer at every level can benefit from and should train. I regret not training this earlier, or finding a method for myself. So I was saying I would encourage you to think about a method for yourself to study music and repertoire. It's interesting, because there's, in a way, we have this sort of like technical aspect of singing that we work on, and then there's like that learning of repertoire and how to combine the two. And I was always good at the technique part, and studying and singing the exercises and working on the physical. And then when it came to the learning of repertoire part, it was like sort of a mystery to me. And I would say, I wish that I would have found a sort of system for myself earlier to say, okay, these things work for me. If I go through these kind of steps and this process, I don't even need to worry about, is the music learned? Is it good enough? Do I have it memorized? Because if I go through these steps, that will just happen, and I can trust my process. So that's going to look different for everybody. And that's why I say here, the following principles and process transform my singing and efficiency in learning music. And I hope it helps you as well. However, if it doesn't help you, and you just hate it, and you think this is garbage, you could throw it in the trash, you can move on with your life. You don't feel obligated to take anything that I give you today. It's your choice. If it's helpful, use it. If it's not, throw it away. So I give you that freedom. Or put this paper in a drawer and try it out again in a few years, if it doesn't help now. Because that's kind of how information is too. Sometimes something rings in us in a certain moment, and sometimes it doesn't. But I also wrote, a lot of people are going to give you a lot of advice on your journey. Some is going to be wonderful, some is going to be terrible, and then probably most is going to be just kind of okay or good or decent, and that's okay too. Not all information needs to be incredible, but it's your job to decide what's helpful to you and take that, and whatever is not helpful to you, you need to just throw it in the trash. Because it's ultimately, as a singer, you're independent. And so developing your own independence and own system and doing what's going to work for you is how a singer finds success, ultimately. And it's not about pleasing others, it's about, if someone gives you information, I believe wholeheartedly, it's not about rejecting it immediately, that's not what I'm talking about. It's about saying, okay, let me kind of understand what this person is saying, and then trying it out maybe, or seeing, and does this help me? And if it doesn't, then next. So that's why I say you're free. You're free with my class. Don't feel like you need to. If something's not working for you, don't use it. And then I would say, like, the benefits that I believe in working this way is efficiency, because you can work on your repertoire and technique while saving your voice. Stamina, I talked about that already a bit as well. Your technique will become more efficient if you master your text. And if you sing like you speak, the load is taken off of the voice and the larynx. Once you find the efficiency in the speech and the vowels, you're going totally away from the throat and the muscles of the throat. That is something that I notice absolutely. And if I'm not singing with my text, I immediately feel, oh God, I'm so overworking all of this. And if I've got my text, it's like I'm not even singing almost. It's just kind of out in the air. Memorization. If you really master your text and repeat it many times, you will memorize it. And another thing I wanted to say is, I find that if I really prepare music before I even go to the piano, and that means the text like this, it's like the text has to be totally in my brain as well. Because if I don't know the text, and I go to the piano and I start singing, you're giving yourself too many things to do at once, and your voice is going to exhaust very quickly. And I would extend that also to note learning. So learn the notes before you sing. And I heard this in academia, don't listen to recordings and stuff like that. It's a terrible advice. If you've got something that's common, that's been recorded many times, listen to every version of it. Listen to 20 versions of it, and you'll hear the notes. You'll get the notes in your head. You'll hear different interpretations. This can only be good. It's not about copying it, but the more you inform yourself, every great artist stole from everything. So, this is an oral art form that we pass on. So don't feel like you need to invent this song for the first time from yourself. Make it your own, but listen to every influence you can. And if you get that in your head, get the notes, the music in your head, you get the piano part in your head because you've heard that a lot of times, then when you go to sing, you'll do it so much faster. So much faster. And then the other thing I have is artistry. If you really sing from your speech, your artistic power dramatically increases. And you can deliver a message to the audience, and even if they don't understand the language themselves, they will feel the power of your dynamic delivery. And I feel that because even if someone's singing in a language that I'm not fluent in, I can immediately tell, are they singing with the text or are they just making sound? And that is such a huge difference in artistry, because if someone is just making sound, it's maybe thrilling for a second, oh wow, great voice, but then you keep listening to the person and okay, I'm used to your voice now. What else do you have for me? So I would, those are my sort of benefits. I would say now's the time, let's hear a singer, and then we'll talk more. What do you think? Is this a good system? Yeah. All right. So let's do it like that. I'm going to get out of the way.
Not the entire tradition. Go forward.
Continue.
What did we do? Did we skip a section or?
Page 111. played
Ardo una volta.
Yeah, this one.
Ardo. Where is?
The page number.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Eccomi dietro destra, ok. This is the partiture you give to me, eh?
Do you want this?
I have. Do you
Yes,
want me
yes.
my copy?
But
I
it's
have.
the same.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Page 110. Ardo una vampa, ok.
Yeah.
Next.
Do you want me to skip the piano or
if you want, I skip this part.
It's for me. It's up to the singer what they feel comfortable with.
Okay.
Start directly because the piano part is very long.
Okay, you can skip if you like.
Okay. I can skip.
Thank you.
Next to the cadenza.
beautiful singing. You've obviously worked very hard on this, so congratulations. So I think first I'm going to ask you. Tell me some areas where you think it's difficult, or you find it difficult, or an area maybe where you feel insecure.
So the character, she's waiting for
Okay.
her lover coming, and she doesn't know when he will come.
Mm-hmm.
So in her mind, I think there's a lot of question when he come. Yeah, I can feel this feeling is. I think this one is difficult thing for me to show her emotion.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very sad emotion.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Waiting and don't know.
And are there any particular phrases in the music where you think, oh God, I don't feel good technically or with my singing in this spot?
The high note.
The high notes? Okay, well the high notes are wonderful. I would actually probably go to the beginning and start with this, and we're very lucky because we're here in Italia, and we have an Italian pianist
thank you.
who can help me if I don't know a word.
If I can, of course.
Yes, then I will ask him for the word. I'm going to work with the physicality of the text with them.
I think it's true, it's correct.
Yeah.
She has a very good pronounce, and because this is a very lyric.
Yeah.
kind of music. Bellini is the wonderful, the top of
Yeah.
bel canto and long melody, your teacher, of course. But I hear him some correct. I do apologize for a little mistake.
No, it was wonderful. You played beautifully.
It's the first time we worked together.
But because partially is too long, there are little parts that are very good. Okay, not a problem. I think it's good time and good respiro. Oh, quante volte, very good. But the pronunciation is good. The word is good.
Okay, so in the beginning, naturally we've got, this is a recitativo section. So this is something I think I'd like to work with you to make it a bit more natural with the speech. But first, I want to work with you just sort of physically with the speech in your body, in your pronunciation. So let's just start with the beginning. Eccomi. We're just going to speak.
Okay.
Eccomi.
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 Okay, so your one principle that's part of my system is to find the verticality in each vowel.
Okay.
And when you find the verticality in each vowel, you'll stay in the same position. And this will help you as you go through phrases, also as you go up and down. So just say it again. Eccomi.
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 Yeah, so the vowel that I hear that could you can verticalize a little bit more is the E. So now just start with eoi.
Eoi.
Yeah, do you feel the vowel go horizontal on E?
Eoi. Yeah.
Okay, so this verticality is not just a mouth position thing. So I'm not telling her that she needs to change her mouth or something, but if you start to sort of analyze it within your own feeling, you'll feel when the vowel goes from the vertical space to the wah, and as soon as it does that, you're going to disrupt your position. So this is a little trick that I like. Put your finger here. E, o, oi, oi. Yeah, so you melt the vowels together, yeah?
Okay.
Eoi.
Eoi.
Yeah, now don't try to do it so much, just speak it. Eoi.
Eoi.
Yeah, now this me, the M is going to lay on the E.
Yeah.
So another principle that I use is your brain thinks the vowel and the consonant that's coming before it is placed on the vowel after it. So we have eccomi, and now that M is going to place on the E. So my E already has to be in my brain. Eccomi.
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 Yep, now just sing the first
Okay.
thing.
The first.
You give her just a couple of chords.
Okay.
Yeah, so that it's you stay in a sort of like already a more confident, deeper spot.
Yeah.
Would you say? Yeah.
Yeah. And every vowel in the same position. Yeah.
Exactly. So now I love that. I thought you transferred that perfectly. So now let's just do. We have to go in really small chunks with this. And it's going to seem so slow, but if you will find that you get faster, because as soon as you start to get these things in your body, it's not going to go this slow, and it starts to go faster, and then you can just kind of speak it and it just goes right in. Okay, so now let's do just speak the next thing. Il lieta vesta.
Il lieta vesta.
Now, say it one more time and just think for yourself, okay, where am I going wide?
Il lieta vesta.
Okay, but now it's much deeper, yeah? Okay, so now let's just go to the vowels. Yeah, ea. Yeah, ea.
Yeah, ea.
Yeah, ea.
Yeah, ea.
Yeah, ea.
Yeah, ea.
Yeah, exactly. So this process of melting the vowels together. In lieta vesta.
Il lieta vesta.
Okay, now we're just going to sing now the whole phrase. Eccomi.
Okay.
Eccomi in lieta vesta. Speak the whole phrase. Eccomi
Okay. Eccomi.
in lieta vesta.
Il lieta vesta.
Yeah, and since you've got the E from eccomi, you're already in the right position for eccomi in lieta vesta.
Okay.
Beautiful. I love it. Yeah.
Very
So,
good. Very good.
So it to me, not only the great thing about this is not only does it make you more confident, make you more secure, make your text clearer, but you also actually get more depth out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
you get more depth without really trying to go deep, because you find the vowel position, and the center of a vowel is like. The center of the vowel is basically here on your mouth, and then it stretches like up and down, yeah? So it's if you work like this, you don't have to try to put anything anywhere. You're not going, oh, I need to get it higher in the head, oh, I need to get it more in the chest. Let the vowel just do that for you, and it's so much more efficient. Okay, so now let's do the next phrase. Eccomi adorna.
Eccomi adorna.
Eccomi adorna.
Eccomi adorna.
Okay, so now I would put some attention on your very last vowel. Yep. So let's do the same thing. Just speak the vowels, melt them in,
Eccomi adorna.
and now just vowels.
Eo, eo.
Eo. Eo. Put your finger here.
Eo.
E.
Eo.
So roll that ah forward. Oh.
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 Oh. I can feel that oh sounds like a swollen.
Yeah.
Inside my
Okay. Use your E then. E, A, O.
E, O.
Oh.
Oh.
All right. Now I try not to talk too much about the anatomy, but what's got to happen here is the tip of your tongue for that ah needs to come forward, like ah.
Okay.
Say ah.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh.
And let it keep going forward. Don't let it pull back. Ah.
Oh.
E, o, I, o. Yeah, he's right. He's right. But at first, I think the most important thing is to find your vowels, and then put the consonants inside. And even there's an opportunity. You've got r, n, both of those sit on the a. So e o ya o a, rna, rna, rna. Then it's right there. Just say rna.
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 The rna.
The urna.
Orna.
Orna.
There you go. So have your vowel there first in your brain, and then those consonants go on the vowel. Eccomi adorna.
Eccomi adorna.
Beautiful. All right, you want to do just that phrase.
Okay.
Eccomi adorna. Just eccomi ad. Yeah, do it from the beginning. Why not? I think you're ready. No, stop. Then let's say the whole text up to that. Eccomi.
Eccomi.
In lieta vesta.
In lieta vesta.
Eccomi adorna.
Eccomi adorna.
Okay, now just sing that. Text, but you had it in a good position. Okay, so tell me now. Let's make it a little bit more. Let's take the next step, because we sort of like worked it technically, and now let's put it into the artistic speaking spot. So just tell me what this means. Eccomi in lieta vesta. Eccomi.
Eccomi. So I am.
Yeah.
Here.
Eccomi. Yeah. In lieta vesta.
In a cheerful.
Yeah, okay.
Beautiful dress.
Yeah.
Beautiful dress. Yeah. Beautiful dress.
In lieta vesta. Eccomi adorna.
Here I'm adorned like a bit of.
Exactly. Okay, so who are you speaking to? Who is this for?
For he's the person she's waiting for.
Yeah. Okay. So now, if you think about each communicating the sentence, the first sentence basically it's a broken sentence. Eccomi in lieta vesta. Eccomi in lieta vesta. Just say it like that.
Eccomi in lieta vesta.
Now, really, there's a pause there, but this is really just a breathlessness. It's really eccomi in lieta vesta.
Okay.
Just say it like that for now.
Eccomi in lieta vesta.
Eccomi in lieta vesta. Here I am in this beautiful dress, yeah? Eccomi in lieta vesta. So really this is like, if you analyze eccomi in lieta vesta, eccomi adorna come vittima allara. It's really, this is like in two. That's your framework. Eccomi. Eccomi in lieta vesta, eccomi adorna come vittima allara. You are essentially kind of free in this spot, but if you think about it to start with as in a swing of two, eccomi in lieta vesta, eccomi adorna come vittima allara. It's really building this sentence. And this is like just a framework, but then you sing with your text.
Okay.
So just speak it again. Eccomi. It's going to be a little bit longer. Okay, so let's speak it like we're going to sing it.
Okay.
Eccomi in lieta vesta.
Eccomi adorna come vittima allara.
Yeah. All right, now let's sing it like this. You know, it's come from your feeling. And even that first note, it has to feel like not like you're just singing a note, but like it's your text. The first word is eccomi. Eccomi, eccomi. Yeah? Otherwise, it's like I just hear a note, and then I just hear eccomi, eccomi.
Dramatic, of course, dramatic. Because vittima, Lara, is a kind of sacrifice. Vittima, Lara, you must, like a killing, I don't find the word, vittima, like people who kill. Okay, sorry.
No, please. It's helpful actually to have you here because there are some.
It's very dramatic.
I also need explanations of some phrases, you know, as to what it really means. So, okay, so.
Try my best.
Yes, that's a word. Fantastic. Already fantastic. I'm going to give you one more detail, yeah? Because you see he wrote eccomi a little longer, and then the second one is a little shorter. So that gives you another dramatic impulse. Eccomi in lieta resta, eccomi adorna. It's a very subtle thing, yeah? But this, it's like you can move that a little bit more. Eccomi adorna.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it. It's fun. Yeah, so shorter. Eccomi adorna. Eccomi adorna. You want to do it once more?
Yeah.
But do you get the feeling? Do you feel what I mean? It's like eccomi, and then the second time is eccomi adorna, because the word is really about adorna.
Okay.
Eccomi adorna.
Okay. Focus on the door now.
Exactly. Yeah. Eccomi adorna. Great. So I think we've worked that phrase quite well. On a time basis, do I need to move on? What do we? Okay.
I mean, if you want to do a couple little things.
Yeah, I mean everything takes time, so that's the thing. I'll ask you: is there just one phrase in this piece where you get a little nervous and you think?
I think the second part.
And I think I'll ask everybody this, because if there's some phrase, a lot of singing is so psychological, and so much of our success depends on how we feel. So if we have something that we're just insecure about, maybe it even sounds pretty much fine or sounds good and nobody notices. But if we feel insecure about it, then we need to solve it. That's how I feel. So I'll ask everybody that question. Is there a phrase or is there a moment where you feel insecure? And then I'll try to help you out with that too.
I would like to take a look at the last phrase.
Okay.
The very last.
114. Okay. So let's do. We can't get into that without doing the phrase before. So Laura che spira intorno mi sembra.
114. Page 114.
Laura che spira intorno mi sembra un tuo sospiro.
got a problem, or not a problem, but if there's some phrase or some note or something that feels insecure, you always have to go a step back. What's happening before this? In this case, she's in just this. This is a passaggio that you're in. She's in a passaggio here, and it's very easy to lift in the passaggio. Lift a little bit here. The way I find that's best to solve this is to go back to the text. So we're going to do this also. And I hear the first sort of lift coming from Laura che. So this is simply just a vowel verticality thing. So if you go say Laura. And your is going a little bit in the vertical dimension. So say Laura. Che. And but it stays forward. Exactly. Laura che spira. And the E, you clamp just a little bit here. It's so small, but keep that in the same position. Che spira. Yeah, that's more vertical. Do you feel it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like this is what I'm talking about. Like if you just go through and speak like this and go, oh, I went to a horizontal vowel there. Let me go back let me verticalize that. Laura che spira. Intorno mi sembra. Sembra. Yeah, and there you've got all those consonants. So, what's your vowel target? Bra. Put your hands here. So, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like you keep your vertical space. You've got your vowel as bra. It's just like a harp string. You just pluck it. Bra. But think your first. Think your first. Yep. Bra. Real loose. Don't try so hard. Just think and do bra. Yep. Bra. And now I want you to do this.
Okay. Massage.
And it's something that I noticed, okay, as an English speaker, and when I watch Italian mouse,
Yes.
here is very loose.
Yes.
Bra.
Okay.
Bra.
Relax a little.
Yeah, here, your upper lip is very relaxed.
Very
Bra.
relaxed, it's very
Sembra.
long. The lips, yes, very relaxed.
Bra. Yeah. Laura che spira intorno mi sembra.
Allora mi spera intorno mi sembra. Spira.
Yeah, so now you're trying to be very loose. So this is part of the process, right? Sometimes you loosen up and you go, oh my god, now I go, yeah. Okay, so it's finding the right muscles. So tune your brain to the vowel, be loose here, but just think the vowels. Laura che spira intorno mi sembra.
Allora che spira che torna e sembra.
Yeah.
Sembra.
Yeah. So we have to do, and then you're going to go to, if it's very important that you have you're in the right position on bra. Yeah, because, and especially, so she's at the end of her phrase there, and then her quote-unquote trouble phrase comes immediately after. So if she sings sembra, or something, and that bra is out of position, then that next phrase is going to be hard. So your brain actually should focus to the end of this phrase, and then just sing the next thing like it's a normal thing.
Okay. don't kind of like continue the same position. Okay.
Yeah,
I
you
understand.
stay in the same position.
Okay.
Torno mi sembra un tu, and just sing like it's the next phrase.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just say tu, it's un tuo, un tuo. Yeah, and I noticed you're modifying a little bit to at the top. I think it's okay, but just make sure that you're staying in the u thought. Un tu. Even if you're gonna sing more go into the feeling, but keep the u in your
Mine.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, it's a lot, but just try let's just do the first phrase and then we'll go to the un tuo. All'ora che spira.
Okay.
Okay, so right there, you're in a good position already with sembra. Say sembra.
Sembra.
U.
Close.
Yeah, sembra.
Sembra.
Yeah, so you don't need to all of a sudden lift your position or change your position. Exactly. So trust this sembra, and my voice my position is perfect. Un tu.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't have. Yeah, I guess we have to do the whole phrase. I know we probably have to move on. That's what I said.
Is this last phrase okay, and then we'll move on to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
next
we're
person?
done
Maybe take a
after
brief break and move on to the next person? It's up to
Yeah,
you.
but we'll do. Yeah, after
Yeah,
this
one more
we're done.
phrase, yeah.
Yeah.
Tuo.
Tuo.
What is the point?
From Aulauda che spira.
Allora.
This phrase, this is a kind of phrase where there's a lot more that we can pull out of it.
Yeah, and I think more relaxed. I don't
Yeah.
have a lot of bit nervous.
Yeah. So there's still more to be pulled out of that phrase. We have to stop, unfortunately. But I think it's always, and especially if you've got some phrase that freaks you out, it's always like figure out what comes before it and breathe into just the normal position and vowel to start the phrase. Because as soon as you go, oh God, here it comes, and then you start doing something weird, you don't need to do anything weird, just got to do, the normal stuff, so to speak. So thank you so much. It's beautiful, wonderful. So great to work with you. Okay, yeah, take your music.
It's very long. It's very long.
Vivaldi.
sorte
skipped
mi
a
vedrà. Dove? 30, bar 30, 31.
Okay, you wanted to stop there.
Yeah, right there.
Okay. All right. So
That one's rough.
we've got. So this is a piece that is going to really show your legato and long phrase control. And I'm going to show how text works with this too. One of the things I notice is there is more opportunity with you to get your vowels a lot more vertical.
Okay.
And this is something I think it's pretty much American universal. I know where I grew up, we are so horizontal in our speech in Western New York, and that's why, like, now, I still have to work on this. When I take a text, I still have to go make sure that every single vowel is vertical. So let's just start with, how do you think of your ah?
I usually think it's pretty good, but I usually also think it's too.
How do you think, how do you
How
think
do I?
of
Okay.
you, how do you internalize it or?
I think of it coming through my forehead.
Okay. One thing about ah, if we just go ah, it tends to be much further back, and it's a bit surprising because if you go more towards an ah position, that's actually more forward. Because the tip of your tongue will dip down, and the tip of our tongues actually go much deeper than we think. I remember my first teacher saying, the tip of the tongue is at the base of your teeth. And I internalized that as where my teeth met my gums. But that was wrong. It goes all the way down. Ah. 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 Go more towards ah. 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 Uh-huh. Ah. La. La. Ti. Ti. Ranna. Okay, so let's just work on that again. So just go and even let that E just fall forward. That's it. Okay. I mean, how does it feel to you? Like, do you feel the difference? It's like you get so much more focus in that, and when you have this focus from your text, it makes the legato so much easier. La tiranna. Keep the T is in the E is in a much better position, but more keep the vertical from the A. La tiranna. Let it roll forward.
La tiranna.
Okay, next word is avversa sorte.
Avversa sorte.
So that is another problem. Let's isolate. Aea. Avversa. Sorte.
Avversa, not aversa. Avversa.
Avversa. Yeah, so it's the emphasis on the double V. Sorte.
sorte,
Sorte.
sorte,
And here's another example where you've got the e on the end. O, e.
o, e,
Two minutes.
O, e.
o, e,
Sorte.
sorte.
Exactly. So you let that T fall on the e coming after it. All right, you want to sing the first phrase?
Sure.
Okay.
From the beginning.
Yeah, but we have so little time, so just maybe one bar before. Alright, so let's go back to just speaking the first. La, ti,
La, ti,
ranna.
ranna.
That's perfect. Just trust it. Stay right there in your speech. Alright, the beginning was so much better. When you go down to your T, make sure you're keeping that vertical position of the speech. La, ti,
La, ti,
la,
la,
ti,
ti.
ti. Do you feel the verticalness? Yeah, so if you keep that verticalness, you'll have no problem going back up. La, ti, ranna. It's going to feel like just like deep, 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 straight across.
Okay.
Just like when you speak, you say la, ti, ranna.
La tiranna.
Do you feel that the position, it's like,
Yeah.
do you feel that how your throat is also open? And then you've got this sort of tongue position that's from here, la tiranna, and that doesn't need to move. Give it another try. Alright, so it's a very common thing that when we go higher, we want to open up more. So stay in the focus of your vowel, la tiranna.
La tiranna.
Yep. And so when you go la tira, just stay in the let the vowel roll forward as it is now when you speak it. Just do this with me, la tiranna.
La tiranna.
Yeah, and that's just like your tongue is just dipping forward as you sing that phrase.
Okay. Okay.
We're at time. Maybe one more phrase.
Yeah, one more time.
From the
Yeah.
La tiranna versa sorte.
Okay, so do you feel the difference in the security? Yeah.
I do, actually.
Yes. I mean, of course, this is one element that I'm talking about. When you combine this also with your body, the body and the speech link together. But if you become more efficient in the speech like this, it's automatically it's going to become more efficient. You're going to use less air, and you'll be able to find a link to here as well. We don't have enough time to do that. I mean, this is a long process.
Yes.
But when we just started speaking and you moved your speech, just in the way you spoke it, for me, this was revolutionary for you. And if you continue to speak in this direction, to me, that's going to change your singing.
Of course.
Yeah. So I wish we had more time for everybody, but yeah. Anyway, it was a great pleasure. Good, yeah.
So next we have Lazio and then I'll take food. Anyone want to volunteer?
I'm so sorry.
Sorry. Yes,
How many?
I believe that that's it. Yes.
We can skip through that.
Yes, of course I can start directly from here. I don't understand, sorry. You start singing here. Di tante sulle procelle. If you want, you can start to play through us. Yes, okay.
Sorry, can you just tell everybody what you're singing just real quick?
Hello, I am singing Di tante sue procelle from Il Re Pastore by Mozart.
Okay. I love the tempo, honestly.
You love this tempo.
Okay, this is not in the speak realm, but the tempo's great. You got to think it in two.
Yeah. I think I just psyched myself up.
Yeah, but it's. Do you want to keep going or do you want to work? I feel like we probably already got enough to work.
Yeah, we can just work with what we got. That's okay.
If you want to sing more, you can.
It's okay, because I
Okay.
don't have a lot of time.
Okay. So what I hear already that's really great is you've got a good freedom in your voice as a start. I do feel you are singing largely on the outside, which is a nice ring. I'd like to help you find more clarity in the vowels, and also to help you link the notes together, link the words together. So just in the first phrase, di tante,
Di tante,
sue procelle.
di tante sue procelle.
Yep, it's already in a great, quite in a good spot. We are here, for instance, look in bar 22, tante. Tante sue, tante sue. Or you can just look on mine. Okay. Yeah, right here. Di tante. So, remember my trick. Tante.
Tante.
Yeah, but instead of thinking so much about the consonants, think the vowel. Tante.
Tante.
Yeah, and see now your jaw stays open
Yeah.
because you've got the vowel already in your head that's coming after the consonants. So I this is so important because I struggled with this for so long, and now and it becomes so much more simpler if you lay the consonants on the vowel coming after it. If you think, oh, now I'm singing N, then T, then E, you've got no vowel. So tante.
Tante.
Yeah, and so here, di tante. Sing it just like on one note. Di tante sue. Just like that. Di ta, like elongated speech.
Oh, like we
Yeah, just right now. Di ta.
Tante sue procelle.
But move even less. Di tante sue.
Di tante sue.
Yeah, all here. Even less movement. Di tante sue.
Di tante sue.
But even there, I still feel you want to move it, yeah?
I do.
So say di a e ue.
Di a
so now it's just like your throat just stays open. You're just, your stuff is working, but you don't have to think so much about it. Again, di tante sue. Now like with a little energy. Di tante sue. Yeah, now try singing it. So what's happening here? You start to think about this before it happens.
Yeah.
So you're just saying di tante sue. This is fast. Di tante sue. You don't have to make the notes. Di tante sue. Speak it again with me. Di tante sue. Yep.
Di tante sue.
Yep, exactly. So this takes the hesitation out. Because as you start saying, the G's coming, di tante sue. No, di tante sue. Just go right through it.
Oh, speaking it again?
No, sing it again. Yeah, go for it. Alright, we're gonna do it again. That just keeps going. Di tante sue. You're singing to e. Di tante sue.
I'm trying to break it up.
Well, what starts to happen is these consonants, the N and the T, you're attaching to the
Yeah.
instead of the e coming after it. Di tante sue. So it's really like put and then e into your brain. Di tante sue.
Can play one bar behind.
That's been my trouble spot.
Yeah.
This whole out of this whole piece, that is the worst spot for me. The rest of the piece, easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so interesting, you take these very simple little things and just make them truths. If you stay on that you think about the e coming after. Okay. All right, let's see. Tell me if there's a phrase that you don't like.
So the other runs in the piece are fine, but this one is particularly difficult for me because that E flat E area is right where my break is.
Okay.
Goes back and
Yep.
forth.
Okay. So
Which bars?
we're looking at 38.
38.
Yeah. So we're gonna speak a little bit. Okay. So ja,
ritrovo,
la ca. So the first thing you need to do to get rid of to give yourself the basis is find that and then trust it. As you're going through the passaggio, as you said, the truth is to stay on this vowel in the elongated space. So we've got to go slow through this. Let's just do ka. Yeah, and I would encourage you also to just speak it like this, even if you've got all these notes, so that you could just get it into your head, that even though it's moving around, ka, that nothing is moving. Ka.
I tend to use my tongue to try to change the notes and stuff.
Okay.
So that's one of the things I have to find.
Do it with your brain. So now just say ka. So that vowel is repeating for every note. Ka. And you don't do this with your throat. You don't do it with your tongue. You do it with your brain. Your brain has to say Ka. So let's just do the first 2 beats. Could you play the B flat? Yeah, exactly. Now we're gonna do it slower. Okay, so what happens? You want to change the position on the lower note.
Yeah.
So think of it just staying. Don't think of it going high. Don't think of it going low. Just do this with your finger. Ka. You don't need to change anything. Now just sing those notes slowly. Ka. Okay, it's getting better. Yeah, because what's happening, or tends to happen to everybody, is reach up, sink down. So, think your vowel. Ka.
Ka.
Yeah, now sing ka. Sing the notes now.
Ka.
Still moving up and
Yeah.
down. So
Especially
think,
on the upper one, the lower one.
instead of thinking about going up and down, just think your vowel. Just think your vowel.
Ka.
It's better already.
2 minutes.
Ka. 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 Ka.
Ka.
Ka. Ka.
Uh-huh. It's much better. On the way down, it was good.
Yeah.
Yep. Do it again.
Ka. 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 Ka.
Use your brain. Okay, now I'll give you another trick. Think of it like each note rolls forward. Ka. Uh-huh. Ka. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So this is the basis, and this is hard because if you've already sung this coloratura and it's in your muscle memory that your throat is going, you got to redo it all. I mean, it's so much easier for me now if I take a new piece and I learn the coloratura, I'm like, oh, that's so easy. And then I sing something from 5 years ago and I'm like, I can't sing it. And it's just because of this, you know? So that, you know, the quicker you can get this trick into your brain and your body, you're going to save yourself a lot of trouble. So you want to do the next couple of beats?
Okay.
So let's just begin. This is psychological trick.
This is one of the ones where I start to lose it if I
Yeah, but you're not now. You're not. It's not going to happen. So now let's just do speaking again. Ka ah ka ah ka ah. Okay, just give it a. I guess from la. Yeah. Would you like something before it or just like that? Okay. Okay. So another thing is that you see that even though this is a sustained note here, on that 16th note, sing another ah. Because that gives you a grounding and an energy. Okay. So here, even if you've got a sustained note, those ahs are repeating. So it's like you think ka ah ka yeah. It's okay.
That was so much better.
Yeah. And of course, like it's also finding like where you're going to. So your goal is not the downbeat there. Yeah. Try it like that. I think we gotta stop soon, but we're doing some good work. So. Okay, I'm gonna get on you on that. If you sit on this note, it has to stay in your energy. Okay, do we have to stop or okay? It's sad. I want to work on it with you more. Yeah.
That gives me a lot to work on.
Yeah. Keep your energy.
Yes.
A quarter note is not a chance to just. Yeah. But it's mostly mental energy.
I tend to try to be too controlled,
Yep.
so I have to loosen up a little bit. Thank you so much.
Yeah. You and me and everybody. Yeah. All right.
So we have Matthew next.
Beautiful voice.
Thank
Vergin, tutto, amor.
Yes. Fortissimo. Too much. Fortissimo. Francesco Durante, Italian musical in the 17th century.
And I would say for everybody, we don't have to go from the beginning either. If there's a section you're like, oh, this is a section I need help on or whatever, start with that. So sing whatever you want.
I play only one bass behind your drums.
That's my key.
Yeah, no, you have, there's another key. There's another.
Another key.
This key is.
What a mistake. I'm afraid I don't have it.
You don't have it.
This key.
Yes, Vergin, tutto, amor. E minor. What a mistake. And of course, I play only one major behind.
It's a lovely color in your voice, and what I hear immediately is that we can get you a little bit more closed up. And what I mean by that is not to close his throat or close his body or anything like that, but you know, singing it is largely, and especially in the Italian language, it's perfect for this. It's actually a small mouth language. So the space you got in the back, I don't want to take that away, but we can get your vowels more vertical and more focused in the front, and it's going to be from a smaller position, but a very relaxed one, not small like this, but small like this, yeah. So let's just start with the text again. So. Your first word, Vergin. Vergin. Yeah, so already put your finger here. That. Uh-huh. Vergin. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's it. You see, really go into the E. Yeah. So do you see, like his vowels are vertical, and he doesn't have to take his mouth and do something super athletic to do that. His mouth is very relaxed, but the vowel is sitting in a very vertical space. This is relaxed, which you had already, but now we're going to make it clear. Vergin. Yep. So we're going to roll that. So this is the same trick. A. Yeah, and the rj is going to sit on the E.
Vergin.
Uh-huh. Yep. Tutto.
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 Uh-huh. tutto. I'm just doing less words at a time.
Okay.
Tutto, tutto, tutto amor.
Tutto amor.
Tutto, and here, oa.
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 Roll it forward, roll that tongue forward.
Oa.
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 Yep, it's staying in the vertical space of your O. So feel the space, the vertical space of the O, which you've got. O.
O.
Oa.
Oa.
That's better. Oa.
Oa.
Oa. Do you feel the difference?
Yeah.
It's like, it's weird, you know, we have to kind of like, this becomes a point where, you know, we need help to correct. And then once we feel it, we have to kind of be able to self-diagnose it after. So, tutto amor.
Tutto amor.
Do you want to just sing the first phrase?
Yeah.
Or speak the whole thing again. Vergin.
Vergin, tutto amor.
And do you see how small his mouth is? And you don't need to open it more than that. And I'm again, stay loose. Vergin tutto amor. Because you were thinking about your speech. Okay, now take a breath and do it again. But I mean, the work you did worked.
Okay.
I hear more clarity in the vowels, and it's going to be easier.
Okay.
So much easier.
Sorry, it's too slow or
No.
It's good. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to save your voice too. You will effort so much less from doing it like this. Now, I'm going to add a little bit on top for you because when you're doing it actually quite intuitively, this idea of repeating the vowel in your head. Even though it says pianissimo, give yourself some dynamic flexibility. Vergin tutto amor. Yeah, it will also help with your breath. Good. Shall we continue? Okay, so next text. O. The O is a great basis. When you have O, you feel the verticality, your throat is open, you're forward, O is a great basis. O. It's tall, open, I said it already, okay. O, but I just love it, so I'm just so excited about it. Okay, O. Madre.
O madre.
Di.
Di.
Bontade.
Bontade.
And here, I find also the N for me makes me want to grab my jaw. So say, oa. Bontade.
Bontade.
Do you feel it, how it's more relaxed? As soon as your jaw grabs, it just gives us stress. I find for me that the jaw is one of the first places that I want to grab. And if I feel nervous too, I grab in the jaw. But this helps so much if you stay in the position of the vowels. Bontade.
Bontade.
O madre.
O madre.
Pia.
Pia.
Pia. Brilliant. I love it. Whole sentence.
O madre di bontade. O madre pia.
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 Yeah. One more time, and I would say, don't listen to yourself while you speak it. O madre di bontade, o madre pia.
O madre di bontà, o madre pia. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same, and I'll say this too about myself. I still have this problem. I want to listen to my voice, and it always makes us grab a little bit. Yep. So, o madre di bontà, o madre pia.
O madre di bontà, o madre pia.
Good. Let's just do that phrase.
Sorry. Bar 6, from the beginning.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were in.
3, 1, 2.
O madre di bontà, o madre pia,
All right. So, I think next level is getting more, even this is tricky because when things are very legato, it's very normal for us to sort of lose the feeling of the words. Because if I say "O madre di bontade, o madre pia," that's more like more in the rhythm of the text. And then when you're singing "O madre di," but it's still, if you really think the words in this elongated fashion, it will save you air. And it will also give you a shape to the phrasing. And shape to the phrasing also gives you more air. So think, O madre di bontade, o madre di bontade, o madre pia. So do some speak singing with me now. O madre di bontade, o madre pia. But that's the end of your phrase. Pia, madre pia. Let's do it once more. O madre di bontade, o madre pia.
Madre.
Do you want to sing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bar 6.
O madre di bontade, o madre pia,
Yeah. How does it feel for you?
a lot loose, a lot free.
Yeah, and I mean it connects everything so much more. And even here, you don't need to breathe, or you can breathe. O madre di bontade, I would breathe a little bit. Not a big breath, but just like O madre di bontade, o madre pia. So it's easier for you because you're already singing O madre di bontade. What is bontade?
Bontade, bontà, better heavens, what is the right word?
Do you know the word?
Okay.
Okay.
No, I find it. Right person.
Say it again.
Right person.
Okay.
Not evil.
Okay.
The opposite of evil. Bontade.
Yeah.
Bontade,
Okay.
bontade,
Well, of
wellness,
goodness.
a kind
Goodness.
of wellness.
Well, mother of
Goodness,
goodness.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. O madre di bontade, o madre pia. And you don't need to be exactly in time there either. You can shorten that. O madre di bontade, o madre pia, o madre pia. The O is not really important. The O is a,
Okay.
yeah. Try.
2 minutes.
Ascolta dolce Maria, la
stayed in the same position, which was great. A couple of things. I'm going to work, okay, first make sure, peccator, peccator, la voce del peccator. Here, because this is, here it's not going to get you, because it's not high enough to get you. But here we can optimize a little bit more. Del peccator, so del. So this is keeping that, finding a vertical which is an awful vowel. Del pec, and then keeping the del pec, and that L is going to sit on the pe. So it's kind of cool because you're staying on a, o. Say a, o. Del peccator.
Del peccator.
Yeah, that's the position. I want to just do that. Let's just go straight on it. Just say it once more. Del peccator.
Del peccator.
Uh-huh.
Peccator.
Peccator.
Okay, del peccator. Bar 9 to the.
Where is 9? I don't know where 9 is.
Dolce, ascolta dolce Maria la voce del peccatore. But I don't know from which point I start to play.
Just the end of the phrase I want to do. Just his last del peccator. Just his the end of the phrase.
Del peccator.
Yeah, just like. Can we start?
Sorry.
No, just
12 bars?
just here.
Here.
Right here.
Oh, okay.
So maybe just give him his notes.
Directly from here.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Can you give him his notes?
E minor. G. Okay. 1, 3.
Okay, it's not working. I just want him to sing. I just want you to sing exactly there. I want him to just start immediately, just right here.
Immediately. Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so I want you to just say just speak with me. Yep. So it's keeping this intensity of the del pe. Exactly, and keep the intensity of the vowel del pe, and you're gonna connect that vowel all the way to the next note. Okay, try. Do just for me. What's the first note? Just that. We're doing a fake phrase. And keep that intensity of the like the never stops, because actually you've got the next vowel is also So del peccator.
Okay.
Just one note. And the L even less time. Del peccator. Okay, now with the real notes. No, it's great. It's small maybe orally, but I focus on it because it's a habit. And when we form like these kinds of really good habits, then when you've got a high note or a higher note that's harder to sing, you'll also do the right thing. You know, so And I would also like give this advice. When you're in the middle register, work like crazy on your habits there, you know, because that's where you're not going to hurt yourself. So work on your habits there, and the habits have to be good in the middle and low register. And then you've got the habits for the high register too. All right, I guess we got to move on to the next one. It was so great to hear you.
Come and trip it. Handel.
Sounds dangerous. Hope she doesn't trip me.
I don't trip it.
This night with how beautiful she is.
I kind of want you to trip me, honestly. You can do it.
It's in English, of course.
Più messo.
Più osso.
Mosso. Mi dispiace.
To the beginning.
You've got a lot of sort of small descending phrases, let's say. These are quote unquote balance phrases, and we're just going to work in exactly the same way, and keeping the verticality of your vowel on all passages. So good. Now we're in some English. We're in most of our native tongues here. So English is a bit dirtier, so we got to find vowels. So come. It's really like an come. And. Yeah, so like you gotta use the N, right? So and. But without, you don't have to go up for it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's so interesting how actually when you go deeper it goes higher. So if you stay in the sort of, just think vertical, come, and. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Come.
And.
Yeah, that's it.
Come on.
Yeah, so it's like you keep that. Okay, here's where I'm breaking my rule a little bit because you are really staying in your position. Come and. Yeah.
Okay.
And you keep the position all the way to the D. And.
Come and.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like there's a shadow vowel. Come and trip it.
Okay.
Come and trip it.
Come and trip it.
Trip it. And I guess we would say come and trip it. Trip it. Come and trip it. Trip it. Come and trip it as you trip it as. I guess I would connect them with.
Okay.
Would you connect them?
It depends.
And trip it.
If you're in the Marshall book,
Trip it as you go.
I would connect it.
Yeah, come and trip it as you go. Go ahead. We're just gonna keep speaking.
We're
Oh,
speaking.
sorry.
We're
Still
speaking.
speaking,
Okay.
yeah. Come So again, these are your balance tones. Come and pre, just say pre.
Tre.
But keep your vowel. Pre.
Tre. Okay.
Pre-bit as you go. So now let's just speak singing. Come and pre-bit as you go. Yeah, now just you without me being loud.
Oh. Come and it as you go.
Let the vowels roll forward here.
Okay.
Come and trip it as you go.
Come and trip it as you go.
That's it.
Okay.
As you go. Now just let your brain do it. Come and trip it as you go.
Come and trip it as you go.
I think you can think more about rolling forward. Trip it as you go.
Come and trip it as you go.
Yeah, that's good for you.
Okay.
All right, let's just do the first phrase.
Come and trip it as you
Okay,
go.
so even the quick notes, we need an I. Trip.
Okay.
Come and trip. Yeah. Yeah, but you see, it's like you sling it.
Okay.
Trip.
Okay.
Just say trip.
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 Yeah.
Come and trip it as you go.
Okay. Wait, let's keep working it. Okay, we're gonna do it a little slower. Come and trip. It's a brain thing.
Okay.
Trip.
Trip. Okay.
Trip.
Trip.
Just speak it.
Okay.
Trip.
Come and trip.
That's it.
Okay.
Again, come and
Come and
trip.
trip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just sing that and slower. Come and trip.
Sorry.
Come and trip.
That's it. That's it. That's exactly it. Once more.
Uh-huh. Come and trip it as you go.
Okay, so now we'll try a little faster.
Okay. Come and trip it as you go.
But it's the same principle, yeah?
Yeah.
Come
Okay.
and trip. Yeah, it's like you have to speed up the rate at which you say a vowel.
Okay.
So let's just do it. Come and trip. Come and trip. Just
Okay.
speak.
Come and trip.
Yeah, now come and trip.
Come and trip.
Yeah, come and trip.
Come and trip.
Yeah.
It as you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's it. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's sing it again.
Okay.
In the tempo you like.
Come and trip it as you go.
Again now. Okay. Think about rolling it forward. Come and trip. Come and trip. Do this with me. With
Okay.
it. Come and trip. Yeah. It's just trusting your speech. That's it.
Okay.
All right. Let's do it again.
Come and trip it as you go.
Yep. And then don't. So now you're thinking about the second one, but not the third one.
Yes.
Come and trip. Trip it. Just speak again.
Come and trip.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna.
You're doing great. You're doing great. Okay. It's not easy. It's fast.
Come and trip it as you go.
Yeah. Come on. High five. You did it. Okay. So this is where it's like there's a lot of steps. You know, it seems easy, but it's breaking down every single note, and you have to sing every note. That's another rule. You have to speak and have a vowel and sing every note. And if it's going down, and just because it's not maybe musically the most important note, or maybe we don't hear from an audience perspective that note so much. It doesn't mean you don't have to sing it, because if you don't sing that note, then the next notes are screwed. So that's that's how it is, you know? So it's finding, like, you know, where are the points in the phrase where you need the adjustment. You know what I mean? All right, let's do it again. It's going great.
Okay.
It was brilliant.
Come and leave it as you go.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Don't worry about what I think. Don't worry about what I think. Just focus on doing it.
Okay.
Let's do it once more, and just trust now that this process is going.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Okay.
Okay.
Come and leave it as you go.
Okay. So this is something that I would say just keep working on.
Just keep working.
It's got to become habit.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know, when we fight with ourselves, we make it harder.
Mhm.
So it's like, just go slow with yourself. Come and trip it as you go. Come and trip. Come and trip. And notice how that is sits in your mouth vertically. Trip. Trip. Just say it.
Tre.
Trip.
Tre.
That's it.
Okay.
Trip. You can put your finger here.
Tre.
Trip.
Tre.
Trip.
Tre.
Yeah. So just, yeah, take it home and just, you know, spend more time, and it will get naturally. How much are we done?
We're
already?
done, yeah.
Ah,
We have,
we got just a couple phrases,
Yeah.
but this is really important because it's the same principles. And the great thing, the great and terrible thing about a Baroque opera is you're going to sing the same text over and over. So the horrible thing about that is that if you've got a problem with the text, you're going to have a problem every time you sing the phrase. Now the good part is you just got to fix that one time and get that phrase in your mouth like butter, and then you can sing that whole aria. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I wish we could work more.
So I made a mistake and I skipped Ivan, but we'll have Leilani next.
Okay.
We have about 15 minutes total, so I'll try to be more punctual with that.
Okay. 15 minutes total for 2 people.
Yeah, it's fast.
Okay. All right.
It's my fault.
What would you like to sing? From the beginning or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the right key. You make a very good mistake. it's not. It's not very good. With mine, that wasn't right.
So I
What kind of not funny?
had a feeling that was wrong.
You want to take this?
Oh,
Can
sorry.
we just sing like the first line?
Well, good job singing it.
Thanks.
Good job singing in tune in the wrong key. I probably would have sang on a tune.
Sorry.
I'll just sing the first line. I just want it to be in the right
I'm sorry,
key.
I'm not guilty.
No, it's okay. I should have called that out when I started, but I usually doubt that I'm right, so I'm like, oh, I should just keep going.
Okay.
I'll just sing the first line.
No, it's too much. Too much.
Okay, alright, let's work.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, I forgot that she was singing it. I didn't realize it was in a different key.
Okay.
Okay.
So, your first phrase. Let's speak a little bit. So, se,
Se,
tu,
tu,
se, tu,
tu,
tu, tu.
tu.
Yeah, we can get a little more vertical,
yeah.
but you're getting nice and vertical actually on the se now. So, se, tu,
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 tu.
tu.
Yeah, se, tu,
Tu,
mami.
mommy.
Okay, so let's just sing that phrase.
I found it.
Just say to
If you
mommy,
want
just
to-
that.
Oh, okay. What's the notes?
Just stick it here. Then I have a little.
That's
All right, let's speak it again, just so you've got it in your mouth. Se tu, tu,
tu,
mommy.
mommy.
All right, just that phrase.
Singing here.
Yeah,
Kind of.
maybe just a chord before or something is
Yeah.
enough.
Okay.
Okay, so, all right, now let's say let's do this kind of singing. Se tu mommy.
Se tu mommy.
And don't break the set.
Ah.
Se tu mommy.
Se tu mommy.
And you would do a double T there, yeah?
Tu.
Tu.
Oh.
Se
You.
tu.
You.
And you would do a double T there, I think.
No, it's not double.
Se tu. Yeah, but se tu mommy.
Se tu ma.
Tu.
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 Perfect.
Okay.
Se tu mommy.
Se tu mommy.
Yeah, and this is a matter of keeping your energy all the way on the e, which is about repeating the vowel in your head. So se, it's like se tu mommy. Yeah?
Yeah. Okay.
Se tu mommy.
Se tu mommy.
Yeah. We gotta work on your T, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that
Yes,
like
yes,
my
yes.
entire
Do
time
that.
singing. It's really
Well,
bad.
but I'm going to say something on this. It's so interesting because often in America we're taught too far in the opposite direction, and when I started working with so many Italians, they're like, "Why are you singing D for all your T's?" But we get so overtrained in the wrong direction. Actually, it's just something in between. It's a small adjustment. It's not tu. It's tu.
Yeah.
Tu. But there is still some air that comes out. It's not just tu. It's tu. It still has to go out. So okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
se tu mommy.
Se tu mommy.
Okay, now sing it. Okay, and on that vowel. So se, think se.
Se.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
alright.
This worked actually. Let's do it again.
Se. Wait, what?
Wow, this is like telepathic or something. if I tap your head, it's just remembering to think the vowel.
Okay.
Se.
Se to mommy.
All right, I'm gonna do that when you sing.
Yeah, sure.
This is really cool. Oh, Durante.
Amazing.
But yeah, this is a principle. Take it. This is a truth. Repeat the vowel in your head. When you're sustaining a note, it's just e, e. You have to just keep renewing it. Renew it, renew it, renew it. Whether you're crescendoing, decrescendoing, it's always there. I thought it was so great, I want you to do it again. All right.
Last phrase, yeah.
Okay. And here to pastor. Yeah, okay, you ran out of breath.
I remember.
Okay, I think that's great.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Sorry, the last word, bontade, the right word is goodness.
Goodness.
Bontade, for.
Se vuol ballare.
Se vuol ballare, pagina 37.
Oh my God. Vuoi
All right, cool. That's all right. I know the Oriental, so okay.
Se vuol ballare, signor continuo, se vuol ballare, signor continuo, il chitarrino le suonerò, il chitarrino le suonerò, sì, le suonerò, sì, le suonerò. Se vuol venire nella mia scuola la capriola le insegnerò. Se vuol venire nella mia scuola la capriola le insegnerò, sì, le insegnerò, sì, le insegnerò.
Okay, all right. We got enough. We got enough for sure. All right. The first things that I want to work with you on, you've got a lot of good energy in your body, and I would say a next step you can take is to there is some chance to become even more efficient by connecting your body straight to the text. Right now it's kind of like you've got a middle point. It's like you've got strength here, then there's extra effort here, and then there's something here. And then you can just take that out. Yeah? And it's just going to go straight from like choo to choo. Yeah? Link that text to the body. But now that I've said all that, the thing I hear the most that we can really work on are all the descending phrases. So let's go from here, from 23. Se vuol venire. So let's speak.
Se vuol venire.
Se vuol
Se vuol
venire.
ni.
Nire. And keep the e also in that space. Venire. Se vuol venire.
Se vuol venire.
That time it started to go wide on the e, on the venire. Se vuol venire.
Se vuol venire.
Se vuol venire.
Se vuol venire.
Yeah, that's better. The S still opening a little bit on the very last syllable.
Okay.
Keep it in the E. Yeah. 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 So this is where, see, it's like speaking instead of singing. You're not trying to make sound, you're just saying it. Yeah. Okay. Se vuol venire.
Se vuol venire.
The E.
Okay.
Venire.
Venire.
Venire. Keep it in the E. That's it. Yep. It's so easy to let the last syllable of a phrase just sink. And the danger of that is then you're going to sing another phrase. And your position's sunk. So if you stay in se vuol venire nella, it's just going to be like you're just speaking those. Se vuol venire nella mia scuola. Then it's just like you're speaking. Da 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 da, and nothing moves. Let's just do that phrase.
Se vuol venire nella mia scuola la capriola.
Okay, so now we need to speak the other ones, but it was already in a better position. So nella mia scuola.
Nella mia scuola.
La capriola.
La capriola.
Yeah, but you don't have to give so much energy to the ca with your mechanism. La capriola.
La capriola.
La capriola.
La capriola.
Yeah, and this is going, and especially the lower you get, it's the same. Don't let it sink. Yeah, just keep the speech in the buzz. Let's do all those together, because you're getting it fast, so.
From which?
Se vuol venire.
Same spot, yeah.
Se vuol venire nella mia scuola la capriola.
Okay, so then he wants to sing a little bit, yeah? So, la capriola.
Priola.
Yeah, so now I want you to think like you're just pouring out the faucet. La capriola. La capriola.
La capriola.
Just speak. La capriola.
La capriola.
Okay, now you're in the position. Now let's sing the phrase.
The second one, sorry.
Just la capriola.
Just la capriola.
La capriola.
Again, now that we know where you are. Yeah.
La capriola. Le insegnerò.
Okay, so it's very subtle, but it's on the E. La capriola.
La capriola.
Yeah, just speak the E. La capriola.
La capriola.
All right, one more time with the piano.
La capriola. Le insegnerò.
Okay, do you feel the difference?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and that's, there are two benefits. First of all, those notes sound better. And now when you go back up, it's going to be easier.
I don't have to exert myself too much down there. It's like
Exactly.
I'm creating more work for myself than I have to.
Exactly. Especially in the low register, it's just talking. You just speak. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so se vuol venire. Se vuol. Just speaking.
Se vuol venire.
Just speaking.
Se vuol venire.
Okay, your at can be taller. Se vuol.
Vuol.
Se. Se I. Se vuol venire.
Venire.
1 minute.
Okay. So now go from the la capriola. Okay, we need a better start. Speak la capriola.
La capriola.
Okay.
La capriola. Le insegnerò. Se vuol venire nella mia scuola
your vowel here, the e. Se, vuol, ve, that's the note before your high note. That note must be vertical. Se, vuol, ve, venire,
Venire.
venire, venire.
Venire.
Se vuol venire,
Se vuol venire.
se vuol venire.
Se vuol venire.
But now don't let yourself cheat the vowel because it's faster. Se vuol venire.
Se vuol venire.
Yeah,
Nella.
it's different, right?
Yes.
All right, sing it one more time. I know we gotta stop, but I would love if you could put those together. La capriola, le insegnerò.
Capriola, le insegnerò.
Okay, but we have to really be prepared because he's got to go. That's probably what his plans of. Okay, it doesn't work. Just say la capriola.
La capriola.
Okay, and then just give him now one bar.
Sì.
Yeah.
La capriola, le insegnerò. Se vuol venire nella mia scuola. La capriola, le insegnerò sì. Le insegnerò sì. Le insegnerò.
Great. You don't feel, yeah, exactly. Get it out of there. Yeah, you're very welcome. Great to hear you.
Okay, so this is our Q&A, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, the question is, do you want to go through more of this sheet, or do you want to just have it as a reference? Or do you want to ask me questions? Yeah, okay.
How many other countertenors have you encountered?
Too many. Too many.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a question on this.
Sure.
How, with what we've also learned today with each person, how do we translate this, one, to younger singers, and two, to more contemporary music?
More contemporary music. I would say it's absolutely universal to whatever music you use. I mean, the clarity of the text. Your text is your how can I say, it's like your tunnel. We sing through text. Are you talking like contemporary, like non-classical styles, or? Yeah, I'm not an expert at that music, and I don't want to pretend to be. I would say probably your shape of your vowels is going to be different. Maybe all of this verticality is, but at the same time, you need some verticality to go up and down. So I'm not really sure exactly what I would say. I would say definitely just the practice of speaking at least forward and clear, no matter what style you're in, would be useful for all styles.
I have one question. When you say if you can't speak it, you can't sing it, could you say that would relate to, let's say a rehearsal method is, let's say you have a bunch of notes in the page and all that, but really in the memorization process, you're really trying to get the words down. Would you say working on the words, like just putting time aside, equal time aside, let's say, for the words, as well as for the melody itself is paramount important?
Yeah, what I'm doing now, so let's say I was recently started a rehearsal process for La Clemenza di Tito. Rehearsals would start at like 10 a.m. Depending on when I wake up. My target was sort of 7:30 at the time. Apart from getting ready, I maybe just spent an hour speaking. So, ideally speaking, it's great if you do all this work before you even sing a note. Because the brain can only handle so much at one time. And if you try to do all these elements at once, and it doesn't matter what level you're at, it's the same for me as it is for you. If you want to really break it down and have it go into your voice easy, get the speech work done before. I mean, I showed how you can kind of combine it with singing, but I mean, before you even start to practice a piece, if you just spend a lot of time speaking it, and I'm talking about not just on the same day, you can set this in advance. So like, I've got that coming up, that's something I'm going to start working on. I'm just going to speak it now. I'm singing other things, but this I'm just speaking. And I like to do it in the morning, because like that's a time when maybe I don't really want to sing yet. But this is a good time, your brain is really fresh in the morning. And so that's a great time to just whip out your text and just do some speaking work. And then maybe sing later in the day. That's how I like to do it. And like I said, another thing that's really helpful is just listening to your notes without text. Just get those in your head.
I was going to ask, so let's say you're learning the text, but instead of putting effort and everything into singing the melody and all that, you can spend that time listening to the text and the melody, but the melody's still going to be in your head, even subconsciously with all that, but you're really concentrating on the text.
And then I would spend also just conscious time just listening to the notes. It's weird if you kind of like direct your brain in certain ways, then it gets that element, if that makes sense. And then you can trust that if you've just sort of diverted your attention, okay, my attention is just going to notes now. Okay, now my attention is on text. Okay, now my attention is, I'm going to listen to this piece and I'm going to listen to the piano part, or the orchestra, for instance. And then you get this kind of soup, and then you really have the piece memorized too. Because your brain has learned the piano part, it's learned the notes, it's learned the text. You know, you've got, and you actually don't have to do anything. You just have to pay attention to it. Just, okay, my brain energy is just going to follow it. That's it.
Two-part question. One, what's for you, the most difficult language that you've sung, and has that affected your process that you use?
I would say it's got to be English. And I think English is the hardest because it is our own language, and whenever you know it already, you don't want to spend that time doing this. You know, or you don't feel that you should have to. So I think it's English. But a lot of it is just patience with ourselves. And instead of saying, I should be able to do this, or I should be able to do that, just say, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do better? It doesn't matter how simple it is, just do it. Do this. Actually, the simple stuff is the most important.
How often do you take the consonants out while you're singing and just sing vowels?
While I'm just singing, it's a great practice, especially when it's a brand new piece. So I would say not so often. I mean, what I really like to do is just master the text like crazy, and then I just sing it usually. But if there's something that I gotta just kind of feel in my body, especially if it's something quite athletic, or very sensitive, I might just sing on O, just to feel how my body, like if I've got to go from a very low note to a very high note, and with some very elegant swell, maybe I just want to do that on O, just to feel how my body sinks into that phrase. But general practice, like most of the time, the text is enough. But there are other elements to singing too. There is the body connection, the breath pressure, feeling of the anchor as you go up. So,
Do you have a vocal exercise that you like to use when you have a lot of like coloratura type stuff that you have to do?
coloratura, no exercise for that. I mean, coloratura in itself is an exercise. That is a technical exercise. So if you just take that out, use your vowel, work on the position a little bit like I did with a couple of you when it comes to the coloratura, like with you, you know, this kind of like things shifting up and down. I would just go really slow and use it like a vocalise. You can even warm up with it. And another advice I have for coloratura is you've got to find your tonality. It will make it so much simpler. Like just kind of observe. Often you're just like, oh, okay, like these two beats are in F. You know, and okay, these two beats are in whatever, B flat. Then your brain just kind of takes it a little bit more vertically instead of horizontally.
How do you approach that when it's something like written where it has a lot of fluctuation in tonality, where it's not like a strict tonality?
I get a coach, I have them play the part, and I have them play my part. And then and I have them play my notes with me. That's how I do it. And there's nothing wrong with getting help from a pianist. Have them play your notes, and if you're rehearsing and you can't hear it, say, can you play my notes one time? Just listen. And then maybe if you're still struggling, can you play my notes while I'm singing? There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, yes, we should. That's not advice to not be a good musician and to not train your ear. But when you got to learn music, sometimes we also, our brain does something weird, and we're hearing something weird, or maybe we're hearing another chord that we expect to hear, but it's not the right chord, you know, stuff like that. And we just have to kind of retrain it. Sometimes you just have to hear what's there rather than what you think is there, or should be there, or want to be there. Yeah.
Now that you're at a more advanced level, what would you say is your hardest thing to do now? Like before it was adding the text to the music, but
just the balance of all the repertoire at one time. And it's forced me to become more efficient. Like I said, if you've got project after project after project, you know, I wanted to feel like I had sung something 1,000,000 times before I went to the first rehearsal. And it's just not possible. So my brain has to learn it, and then I have to not sing it so much, and I have to go and start rehearsing. And you know, that's Go for it.
What has been, up to this point, what has been your most vocally difficult piece to do?
Vocally difficult piece. Oh, jeez. The Indian Queen from Purcell, which is not a real piece. Because Purcell's pieces were not really operas, and they just kind of took various pieces of his pieces and put them together in various configurations. But I did a quote-unquote Indian Queen by Purcell, and I had the highest role in the piece. Because, yeah, I mean, they were going for really extra. So I had to sing this really high prologue that's basically for a light soprano that just sat between like F and A flat for like 10 minutes. So much so that they asked me to do it in a really great place this summer, and I said, no, thank you. Gonna save my sanity.
I take my time.
Yeah.
How do you know when to say no?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, the ideal situation for a performer is that they're singing the things that show them the best. It's hard because if you need work, pieces come along, you say, well, I could do that. And the boundary is where's the level of I could do it, and is it good for me, or will it be bad for me? I don't have the answer for all that stuff. I mean, sometimes you need a job, and it's like, if you can do it and you're not going to destroy your voice, maybe it's okay. But you need to be singing your best things to come out in the best fashion. But that's hard because a lot of times singers are frustrated because they're not getting offered the things that really are best for them, that they can really show their best. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. I mean, definitely if it's something that's going to be a huge struggle, it's better to say no.
To follow up, do you have a team or people that you can go to for advice on questions like that?
Yeah and no. I think because I'm a countertenor, nobody really knows the answers to these things, and I've totally been left on my own to decide. And with me, it's kind of like, usually when I ask those questions, people always tell me I can do it. They're like, oh, you can do that. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't know if I want to or if I feel good doing it.
You're also being excellent, right?
Like, oh, you can do that. I'm like, it's super low. Yeah, you got those.
Over on.
Yeah, exactly. You got those notes. I'm like,
Don't be shy.
I forgot it.
Oh.
I did have a different question though. What roles have you done off the top of your head that are like, were just amazing experiences for you? And where were they?
yeah, I can say what I'm singing now is a role I always wanted to sing, and I'm singing Sesto in La Clemenza di Tito. It was always a dream. I always knew it was perfect for me, and it took, 10 years for somebody to let me do it. Because they never give that to countertenors. They always think that a countertenor can't sing it. So I would say this is in progress. The performance is in July. We did a rehearsal period already. It's probably, maybe from a role perspective, the most fun for me. I love singing Nerone in Popea. I did it years ago, 5-6 years ago, and now I'm finally doing it again in France in the fall. Love that role. Cherubino was amazing. Berta in Il Barbiere, that was amazing. The demon is hugely up there. I never thought anybody would let me sing romantic music. So when I got that offer, it was like jumping up and down, and I just loved and relished that opportunity because I thought, well, I don't know if I'm ever going to get to sing an opera like this again.
Do countertenors not sing romantic music very often?
Never. Let's say the window generally is Baroque and contemporary music.
And just skip.
Why is that?
Well, first of all, there's the tradition of the castrati.
Oh.
People are mostly thinking in a linear fashion. They're thinking about what they think is safe or expected when they cast. Very few people are thinking in open directions with casting. Europe is more open than America is. Then there are a lot of contemporary operas written for countertenor specifically. That's the second reason. Everything else is a decision because you didn't have castrati, you didn't have countertenors in the time that this other music was written. So then it's a decision. Hey, would it be cool to have a countertenor for this? And some theaters, it's often, in my experience, those ideas come from a stage director. Actually, someone who doesn't know a lot about singing was like, oh, I'd like a man in that role. Could they do that? Could we get someone for that? That's usually how it's come for me. And then they search for someone who can do it. And that's something I can say I'm proud of, is that I have the capability to sing this other repertoire.
How does the audition process compare in America versus in Europe?
The one big difference I can say is that oftentimes in Europe they want to hear the singer on the stage of their theater for the audition.
Oh. So like they can hear what your voice is going to sound like in the space and everything?
Yep.
That makes sense.
What a novel idea.
But it's also a huge pain and it's expensive for us. So that's the other.
Yeah.
That's the downside of it.
They wanna make-
Because they're like, okay, you gotta fly here, sing here on our stage. Yeah.
In the United States, very few companies have access to the theater. They rent it out most places.
That's also true.
I think the exception is Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit Opera, I think, owns it.
And the United States is also a huge country. So I guess just for efficiency's sakes, so many theaters just come to New York and here are, I don't know, 300 singers in a weekend and whatever.
Can I see your hand?
So my question is, what singing technique a soprano can learn from a countertenor? Because sometimes,
Well, singing to me is universal. Voice is a voice. The quality principles are the same for any voice type, which is the engagement of your body, the use of your vowel and text, the freedom and relaxation of the mechanism in the face. I think singing in any Fach is the same. They're just very.
How about the color? Because I think.
I would just go ahead and say every single one of you in the room had a different color today.
Okay.
Countertenor, soprano, baritone.
Because I'm
tenor.
soprano, I think countertenor, it's more similar to soprano. So I want to know. What
Yeah, I mean, we're singing with the same head dominant mechanism. So soprano, countertenor, mezzo. It's the same sort of area. And largely, sound production, vocal production is just acoustic. So whether it's a man or a woman singing, if you've got the acoustic, then it's the same.
Two more questions.
So I always wondered, what is there a place, because obviously like opera, I know you have to have like massive volume. So is there still like a place for like classical singers doing opera type music when they don't have that level of volume they can produce?
Well, I see singers with varying size voices in all the places I sing. Some of that is repertoire, some of it is perception. A lot of it is simply acoustic. I mean, there are some singers with extremely small voices singing on the Met stage. So if you've got an acoustical principle that carries, then you can sing opera.
Good to know.
I think we saw Matthew, I think he had his hand up the last question.
Were you always trained as a countertenor, or did you?
I started as a tenor in the university. And then my teacher suggested I make this change.
Oh, sorry.
We're not used like a half question.
Yeah.
We're at 1 o'clock, so
Sorry.
half question, and then we'll be done.
With that happening, did you lose range down below because you started training as a countertenor?
I would say change because you're using the head voice for a larger portion of the range. So, yeah. So if your range is like this, and if a tenor is singing like this with chest, chest dominate, then the countertenor is maybe singing like this, with the head, you know? Yeah.
Good. It was a very informative, brilliant masterclass. Thank you to countertenor Regina.
Thank you very much. It was a great pleasure.